Oh, another thing, speaking of walking it back, Ron Killings found a way to enrich himself further in the business of pro wrestling in WWE, and Paul Levesque walked right into this one. So us not having a show last week actually is beneficial for this story because we didn't have to give our truth is fired takes. People over there, what's up? So, Ron Killings a few weeks ago announces that WWE will not be renewing his contract. He will be WWE's letting him go. He's been released from WWE. And he was apparently offered a new deal at a lower rate, and R-Truth, looking at the obvious money that's all around his promotion, looks around like, why would I take less money? And figures it out like, oh, I can just use my likability and my sympathy, and I'll just make a tweet, and let's see what happens. Ron Killings, been in this business a long time, 25 years. Liked by the fan base, entertained people for a lot of years, made them laugh, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people started sticking up for him in the business. A lot of fans on Twitter turned it to a movement, essentially. They were chanting, "We want truth" at the shows. And apparently multiple companies were involved in negotiations with Ron Killings. Whether it was AEW, I'm not sure. It could have been. It could be TNA. Could be, I don't think he's going to New Japan or anything. So I think we're talking about those. And then he turns this into.
I'm sorry. No. You just said something that just flashed across my mind, like just envisioning it. R-Truth in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That would have been some of the most minstrelly shit you've ever seen in your life. It would have been bad. It would have been bad. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh
So
no.
so now they have the main event at Money in the Bank. I didn't watch it, but I know what happened. So R-Truth returns
Right.
in the hoodie, basically bloodline style with the hoodie, because they have one ending to these things. Rips it off. It's Ron Killings. The crowd loses it. He screws John Cena out of winning. Cody Rhodes beats him. R-Truth cuts a promo the next night. He's back in WWE. There's instant merch for him, but they're calling him Ron Killings. So apparently Triple H made the decision to cut this guy or whatever because TKO is like, yeah, man, who's next, essentially? Who's next for the snip, essentially? They picked this guy, and then never underestimate the power of The Rock. Now, this is, look, One Nation Radio, Pyramid here. When Triple H does something, and there's a savior to be had somewhere, there's an easy savior you can think of, and it's always Dwayne Johnson. So what happens after that? Nick Khan gets on the phone after Ron Killings repeatedly ignores Paul Levesque's calls, essentially. Nick Khan gives him a new deal, and this guy has a renewed push now, James. He's no longer R-Truth. He goes by Ron Killings. He cuts his hair. He's not a comedy character anymore. And he's like a serious like wrestler now. And he has a renewed push now, and he's quote unquote the hottest babyface they have, or one of them. And his segment outrated Punk and Cena or something I heard. So what I've learned in this week or so. Look, now I'm not saying The Rock told Nick Khan to do this. Like somebody wanted us to know Nick Khan sewed this up, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Who would that benefit? Not Triple H.
Right.
So like, there was part of me that was so pessimistic on this. I was like, oh, so they brought him back so nobody would ask about that in the press conference. And the world's dumbest people who don't know how the company they love works were saying, oh, this was a work. This was all this other stuff. Killings' son is on Twitter talking about it's not a work. Killings would have had to have been working a lot of people with this. Kind of an odd way for it all to be a work if he's losing a match to somebody completely unrelated, with the Jeff Cobb thing. Just saying.
Right. So if all these are works, when does Dolph Ziggler show up?
When does Jon Moxley show up?
No. Okay.
When does Jon Moxley show up?
Right.
So,
No, at least with Moxley, like his contract just ran out. Like they released Ziggler. Yeah. Like when it came to R-Truth, he like, hey, they're not renewing my contract.
So he was like, I'm released.
Yeah. The Truth will still be set free.
No. It wasn't they weren't renewing his contract. They were telling him he needs to take a pay cut. They offered him a new deal, but it was at a way lower rate apparently. So he basically
take the pay cut for a new deal or get released. That's what it was.
I don't think it was get released. I think it was this is what we're offering you, and he was like, nah, like
okay.
And then he came back. Presumably he gets a better deal because he comes back after that. So salute to Ron Killings for being, doing some all-time working here, at least getting yourself another couple years out of these evil people. And
O&R. Hey, 2025 O&R for Finesse of the Year candidate. Immediately.
Yeah. Like I really have no interest in what Ron Killings is going to contribute to pro wrestling, but we talk about people that are on last runs and stuff. It seems like Ron Killings has figured out the secret, apparently.
I saw people invoke the name of Brian Pillman. I was like, man, what is going on?
That's great.
Like in a way, yes, he is Brian Pillman, but like, is Brian Pillman as if he had like asked for his release from Bischoff and then got hired back by Ted Turner? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's like, and then I saw a picture of R-Truth and Triple H, and it just looks ridiculous. It was like, bro, you wanted to get rid of this nigga, bro. Like, so it's funny, man. And then like,
I saw people doing all the Bill Simmons, what do you call it, body language doctors for that picture. I was like, no, everything you're saying is just made up. Make believe, right? I was like, this, like they're taking a regular picture. Maybe they do hate you, maybe not. But at the same time, you can't tell them about the picture they're taking. It looks like a normal picture. You did not know if you showed this to a regular person, they would not know what the fuck was going on. Stop it.
Killings made it clear, like in his promo, he kept like kind of emphasizing where he was saying like, don't let them think y'all that they're not listening to y'all, that y'all don't have a voice. So the fans clearly like helped move this along, in one way or another. And this is a thing now with this regime. The people that this new set of WWE fans in this modern time, they got attached to was Ron Killings, was R-Truth. It wasn't like, and they were raising hell on this kind of like online hijacking, in arena hijacking, in ways like even the sex trafficking, they don't go crazy for like this. So it's like they are opening the door for this kind of stuff, presumably. Now they're showing they're going to give in for it.
Well, here's the thing, right? Given how, given where we are with the fandom, with how high the ticket prices are, we're given where AEW success has been, where like that WWE had a group of fans that left to some extent or left completely to this other alternative. So like the people that will normally be the rabble rousers, if you will, in the crowds voting beach balls at WrestleMania, that shit don't happen no more, right? Like they're getting the crowds that they want. So when you get the crowds that you want, and the crowds that you want are now bucking back, it's like, no, forget the whole, loud minority thing. No, people are generally pissed about this now, and you can't say, oh, these are the people that just love pro wrestling, but if there was something else they'd watch, like those people already left. So these are WWE fans. So you're actually pissing off the people that you the test audience, if you will. So it's like, nah, you need to make good on this, otherwise people will leave. And like these people you ain't gotta worry about these people going to AEW or whatever else. You gotta worry about these people just never showing up that pay $500 to sit in the fucking 300 section.
Yeah.
So yeah, like them like these WWE crowds like being mad or whatever else, it matters now because they'll gladly do whatever they want to for these crowds that just sit on their hands and are bored out of their minds and are on their phones when they're putting on these 5-match pay-per-views, 4-match pay-per-views, whatever else. But now, if it's some shit that really pissing off this crowd, you gotta change it. Cause there ain't no they might be people that aren't actually mad about this. No, if they booing this shit, everybody at home booing this shit too. There is no there is no people that are just like outside of the norm now. They be AEW or watch some other shit or just quit watch wrestling altogether. They're not showing up, paying all this money to be pissed off. No, got to. They had to. So I think it's now called for more urgency from them when shit like this goes up now because it wasn't like that before.
Yeah.
So I actually think it actually is wise of them to listen to this crowd